the Bob Doyle Show.
That's what they say.
It's the Bob Doyle Show. It's the Bob Doyle Show.
Sometimes
Bob Doyle Show.
I just get lost in the music.
It's the Bob Doyle Show.
You know what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? It gets so catchy up in here. It's the Bob Doyle Show. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, one and all. Thank you all for being here, and I know that you are. Natty is here, first in here. Jory is here, right up in front. Again, just like some of the others, they've been camping out for quite some time because they are dedicated. They are dedicated. They want to see this show succeed, and they deserve a round of applause. As we all do. As we all do. For just showing up every single day. Ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, welcome to the Bob Doyle Show, episode 22. Anybody see Lost in America? The Albert Brooks film with Julie Haggerty? And know what 22 means? Anyone at all? Okay, well, you know, before we get really started, before we get really started, it's not really English, is it? I'm not sure what that is, but that's not it. But you know what I did? I just posted the links. The first two are notification links. That's right. If you click the first one, you will be notified on Facebook through Facebook messaging every time I go live here on the Bob Doyle Show. And if you click the second one, you will be notified on your desktop. You know, your desktop, your computer desktop, with a little notification when we go live or are about to. And then the third one is the magic one, which I just wish more of you would play with. I don't know why you don't do it. It's so fun. The technology is so fun. You just click where it says bobdoyleshow.com/tweet. And the little box pops up and you can tweet your feelings about the show, the fact that you're watching and so on. And then your name will appear here in the magical, magical Twitter feed. It is magical, by the way. At first, I thought it was just technology, like there was some sort of API and, you know, you put in a code and then it'll draw the feed and all that stuff. No, it's magic. Ends up, the whole time it was magic. So, wow. Who knew? Well, I guess I sort of felt like it. I mean, I've always known that the show's kind of magic. But, you know, now I know for sure that at least this Twitter feed thing, absolute magic. No science involved. It's pure stinking magic. So, this is why you want to hang out on this show. You want to bask in the magic. So, Denise, yes, I can do this from a desktop. That's what I'm doing. What did you think I was doing it from? Hi, Kathy. Good to have you here. Kathy and Denise. Now, Denise was here to witness yesterday's security breach, which we will be dealing with today. It's, oh, man. That's one of the things that sends my blood pressure right off the charts. When I'm wearing earbuds, which, by the way, these are going away. These are, I'm over these. I'm over them falling out of my ears. And I'm certainly over getting them knocked out of my ear. Have you ever do you ever listen to music or whatever when you're washing dishes, let's say? Washing dishes is a great example. You're washing dishes, you got your earphones on, and now you got to open up a cabinet or something because you got to put a dish or a pot or a pan away. And like the handle of the thing gets caught up in the cord and rips it out of your ear. Oh my God, I swear I get so angry. It's irrational. Like seriously, if you were to watch whatever biofeedback I had with regards to my anger level when something like that happens, it's off the charts. And it's just for that split second. It's just for that second when it rips out of my ear. They're a nice accessory for you. No. What do you mean? Oh, yes, you can do it from here. All you got to do, Denise, is click that link that I posted that says bobdoyleshow.com/tweet. And a box will pop up fully populated with something like, I'm listening to the Bob Doyle Show, and it has the hashtag Bob Doyle Show. See, as long as you tweet with hashtag Bob Doyle Show, it shows up here in the magic, right up here. But you have to tweet, you see. And then I kind of have to watch this little, I have another magical Twitter feed thing down here, and I see when you do it, and then I kind of click an X next to your name. Hopefully one of these days that'll be all automated. Kind of a hassle for me to have to go see, did someone tweet, and then check a box so that you'll appear. Come on, folks, let's get this together. I love this technology, though, obviously, as I use it all the time, and it's clearly simple enough for a slug to use. But we'll get to that momentarily. Folks, this week has been an enormously significant week for press, big-time press for the Bob Doyle Show. Are you all excited? You did it, Denise. Thank you. All right. Well, if you did it, then let me see. So far, it's not showing up. In the feed. I don't know why. If you tweeted and it said hashtag Bob Doyle Show, hopefully it worked. We had some problems with it the other day, where it was feeding to the law of attraction site. Anyway, I'm going to keep looking. I'm going to keep looking out for it. But anyway, that's in theory. Maybe I should test it. Maybe I should stop assuming that it's where I can't, because I can't scroll back to my comments. That's one of these things I really got to figure out. Okay, could we please just share this show? Could we all just right now share this show? That's what I'm going to do right now. I have to do it at the top of at the top. I have to share it on a page I manage, which of course in this case is the Bob Doyle Show. Happening now. Boom. And we're back to the timeline. Folks, we've got to get some activity going over at the Bob Doyle Show fan page, because it is going to migrate over there. What I'm not understanding, besides German, don't understand that at all, is why we don't have 800,000 people in here, especially with the press we received yesterday and the day before. So let me tell you about that. I'm going to go over it with you so that you can be as impressed as I am with me and this show. Ah, there she goes. Denise's tweet just showed up. So it'll be showing up here soon. I was just about to take that off the screen, but now I won't. You see? That's how that works. I'm playing along. All right, so this week we were featured in a couple of major press outlets. Major. I can't even imagine the exposure that we got. I can imagine. Hold on. No, I can't. I'm trying to imagine, and I can't because the exposure is too vast. It's like off the charts vast. So this week we were featured on Echoes of the Universe, which is a blog talk radio program hosted by Dagny Grant, a listener, a viewer of this show. In fact, I wish she was watching right now. She should be. It'd be nice if she was. Right now, Lynn is in the next room and she's going, you were supposed to call her and see if she wanted to be viewer of the week and bring you into the show. But I didn't. I had other things. I had a security breach yesterday, Lynn. I had to call the cops. I had to deal with all sorts of stuff. And I had all this cleanup to do, which we'll talk about. But anyway, yay, Bob is live. That's right, Sunshine Sue. Is it Donut Day? Is today really Donut Day? Do we need a Donut Day? I don't really eat donuts that much anymore. They have to be, I don't know, redonkulously good. Look at that. Thanks for another great show, Bob. This was Tasia commented on a previous show on YouTube. See, Tasia is another fan, but why isn't she here? Are you here, Tasia? Yeah. Why are you watching over? Or maybe you know what? She watches the show on Facebook Live, on YouTube Live. Because in theory, this is broadcasting to YouTube Live and a million other places. Not a million, that's overstating it. I don't know why I do that. So look, I'm going to share this with you. So this is the Echoes of the Universe radio show. And this is, and you can get here by going to blogtalkradio/echoes. ECH, you know what? I'll paste it for you. That's just the kind of guy I am. There's no reason for you to have to try to remember things I say. Not when I can just type them. So there it is, blogtalkradio.com/echoes. Now here's what I invite you to do. I invite you to go check out that show, because as you can see, I'm right there on the top of on-demand episodes. That's a picture of me right there. A little squished. But here's why I'd like you to listen to the show. Because, I've been doing law of attraction type interviews for 12 years. And most people, when they want to interview me for something, it's about the law of attraction, right? The secret, whatevs. That's what I'm known for. I should expect it, and I should be grateful for it, and I am. However, right now, seeing as how the Bob Doyle Show is the passion that I'm following at this point. It's nice to be able to have been interviewed about the Bob Doyle Show. And I was. And I have to say that before they even got me on there to talk, I was already a little verklempt. Do you all know what that means? Because in addition, of course, to the intro that they read, that I gave them, because that's what show hosts do, that's what they're supposed to do, they each had their own thoughts on the Bob Doyle Show, which was really interesting. It's the first time I've ever heard feedback, like, is this landing? How is this landing? How are people receiving? Except, of course, for you guys, who show up all the time. I assume that you enjoy hanging out here because you keep showing up. But in terms of like a review of the show and sort of interpreting what's going on and what I'm trying to do, I'd never heard anybody reflect back to me. And what was great about it was that they totally got it. And like what they were saying was exactly what I wanted the show to be. So that was really super cool. And it was a lot of fun to talk about the show and why I do it and all of those things. So if you go listen to this interview, which why wouldn't you? I mean, it's not like you got anything else to do today. It's Friday. You're not working, right? I mean, you're pretending to work. But you're not really working. You're looking at the clock. You're figuring out the long lunch. Whatever. Or if it's Eastern Standard Time, if you're out in the East Coast or beyond, well, your day is, it's 3 o'clock something out there. You are totally checked out. You have no interest in the rest of your day. Just like when I'm done with this show, I got all this voice work to do. I am not going to want to do it. Because I put all my energy into the show, right? And that's like, I'm done. Hi, Hill. Wow, Hill, how do you pronounce your name? Hill, M-A-K-K-I-N-J-E. We got the international audience, ladies and gentlemen. Now watch, they're probably from Mobile, Alabama. And I made a sweeping generalization that was totally wrong. And will be accused of something that I'm not. Anyway, you guys, go check this out at Blog Talk Radio /Echoes. There it is. We could listen to it right now. Why don't we how about, instead of this show, we'll just listen to the show I did yesterday with them.
Blog Talk Radio.
All right, we won't do that. Sorry. It'd be nice, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, so that's that. That was one press feature thing that, of course, I expected hundreds, perhaps thousands of people on the show today as a result of us talking about that it is Friday at noon Pacific time, right here on this timeline until we move it over to the Bob Doyle Show Facebook fan page, which is going to happen soon. Oh, yes. You pronounce it like Mac. Just Mac? M-A-K-K-I. So you're saying that the I-N-J-E is silent? Boy, I thought the English language was filled with lots of strange rules. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Hill Mack. A little bit of a delay. Come on, let's really hear it. Hill Mack, ladies and gentlemen. All right, that's more like it. Welcome, Hill. Be sure to tweet. Remember, bobdoyleshow.com/tweet, and then you end up here. Now, here's the big news, ladies and gentlemen. The big news. Not that Echoes of the Universe wasn't big enough, okay? But we have got, next week, we've got such a show you just can't even imagine. For someone whose position it's been is for the past 12 years to tell people how they should be imagining their vision, I sure do say you can't imagine a lot. That's not really good. I'm going to have to watch my language, as it were. Okay, so look, next week, all right, Ann, don't worry, I'm not going to be mean to the slug, but we are going to have a talking to with him. And if you don't know what we're talking about, don't worry, I'm going to refresh your memory very soon. Well, not refresh your memory, it's not like you saw it and then forgot within 24 hours, you just plain didn't see it. Because you weren't hanging out on my timeline yesterday when the perp broke into the studio and took over my show. But anyway, don't worry, I'm going to bring you up to speed on that any minute now. Any minute now. I just got these other things to talk about. So next week, I have a special guest on the show, ladies and gentlemen. It is the amazing Christy Whitman. Christy Whitman, who has actually been on the show once before. Okay. Save it for next week. Let's practice again. Christy Whitman. Okay, so Christy will be on the show next week. Christy is also in the Law of Attraction conversation. She's one of my industry peers, if you were, but she's also one of my very good friends. And she's a riot. And she's a lot of fun just to hang out with. So we're going to just hang out with her next week. We'll probably talk about some things that are pertinent to your life because that's what we do. But we also, it's just silly. It's silly. But here's the thing. Here's the reason I expected 8,000 gazillion people in the show today. Ladies and gentlemen, this, what you're looking at right now, is a copy of yesterday's Quantum Success newsletter put out by Christy Whitman on a regular basis. I don't know how regular, but it was definitely yesterday. Okay? What you'll notice about Christy is that she has such a good time doing what she does. This is her newsletter. Now, a lot of people in our industry, when they have a newsletter, what's it about? There's an article, and then there's something they're selling. Come on, let's face it. Are newsletters really about news most of the time? Nah. All right, that's not fair to say. Plenty of people have newsletters that are only news. But what Christy does is even better. So look, check it out. She starts her newsletter with sharing her life with you. I have always envied this. I always thought if I could just start doing that, but I never really got it. But look, pictures of her family and her amazing children. And when I say her kids are amazing, that's an understatement. I mean, look at this guy. He's holding up the entire Leaning Tower of Pisa with his bare hands. With his bare hands. I don't know many other people who can do that. Call in and join Christy and I on Wednesday. Jeffrey, are you in here plugging your show? All right, so I'm gonna be talking with Christy next week, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. But check it out. So this is so Christy shared. Hello, what's all this? We go from I'm a mom, I'm just hanging around the house with my family to hello, hi, I'm Christy Whitman. She doesn't really talk like that. That'd be weird. In fact, but I think maybe next week I'll try and get her to talk like that. I'm going to pull this picture up and I'm going to say, I want you to talk like this and see what she can do. But down here, albeit at the bottom, you got to scroll quite a ways. But look, it's a plug for the Bob Doyle Show. Shall I read it to you? Join me on the Bob Doyle Show on June 10th at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bob is one of my dearest friends. Do I have some music for this? I'm looking. No, I was hoping I had some sort of a... Nah, it's totally not it. So forget it. Bob is one of my dearest friends, and I always feel so happy in his presence. He's such a great example of living your full expression and doing what you love. Isn't that nice? Each week, Bob gives a unique blend of conversation. Now, this was actually, honestly, can I be honest with you two? The two of you? No, there's more than two of you. But not much. Anyway, I wrote this next part. And I'm trying to explain to people what this show is. This is the hardest thing for me, is I don't know how to describe this show. So tell me how I did here. Tell me if this is accurate. Each week, Bob gives a unique blend of conversation. Hold on, whoa, what happened? I'm going to move this over so I can look at it, and it looks more like I'm looking at you as I'm reading. Each week, Bob gives a unique blend of conversation, philosophy, interaction, and outright absurdity. Bob Doyle brings his 30-plus years of broadcast experience together in a mashup. See how I use the word mashup? That's a big trendy word these days. Mashup. A mashup of off-the-cuff riffing on anything from a town being overrun by ducks, remember that one, to the devastating effects of today's educational system. Oh, they're still reeling from that one. Interviews with some of the most interesting people on the planet, app reviews, and continuous interaction with the viewers. That's you. Dawn, where have you been? He said, interacting. It's 15:20 p.m. here. That means 3:20, I think. Anyway, what was I saying? The absurdity part. Well, good, because there's plenty of that. I'm telling you, this is the last day with these things. They keep falling out. I've never had but I bought these because I wanted something that was kind of nicer for the show than just your regular Apple earbuds, And these are made of wood, and they're sound blocking and the whole thing. And they're orange and different. I thought, cool. But they will not stay in my ears. The CBDs got crazy, huh? CBDs got crazy, and therefore you could not show up to my show? Or you just got too famous, Dawn? Is that what happened? You were just in too much demand. That's probably what it was. Anyway, so I thought, well, sure, she sends out. I mean, Christy reaches, I don't know how many gazillions of people. 9.1 gazillion, I think is the latest number. So I thought for sure she's going to send them over in droves tomorrow. But I guess they just want to hear her on the show. But I was hoping I could give them a little preview of it. Well, this is kind of what the show is. So next week when Christy's on, you'll kind of know what to expect. But no one showed up. Although I shouldn't assume that. Is anybody here because of Christy's newsletter? Because I should tell, if they're not, I should tell her that her newsletter is 100% ineffective and that she should stop doing it. And in fact, probably consider a whole other line of work. Because clearly, the message isn't getting out. Or she's not communicating it effectively. Maybe next week will just be some business coaching. We can all business coach Christy. That's what we'll do. We'll bring her on. And then we'll just completely ambush her and tell her what she's doing wrong with her business and how she should be marketing it. And we'll just take advice from you guys who may have no experience whatsoever. You just make stuff up. Jory saw her newsletter, but she'd be here anyway. That's right. Well, of course, because Jory's Jory. And one day when I have an actual staff or some sort of virtual team around this show, I'll bet you Jory's a part of that on some level. If she wants to be. But then all of you, it sounds like you're talking about George Washington's teeth. Yes, actually the reason these cost so much was that they are made of wood and they are made of the same wood as George Washington's teeth. I think this is his front left tooth. And this is one of the molars or something. In any case, they don't stay in my ear. And I think it's because of the long-running feud between teeth and ears. You know, they've never worked well together. They've never been able to cooperate on a single task. And I think if I had known that these were made from teeth, George Washington's or otherwise, I never would have bought them because I realized that you can't put teeth in your ear. It's just not how humans were designed. And the ear just rejects the teeth. That's just not, if ears had been meant to have teeth, well, then they'd have them, right? Now I've, of course, like all of us, have tried to eat with my ear. I've put food in my ear. Who doesn't do that on a weekly basis? Just to try, because you never know, right? So I've tried, never once has it worked, because there's no teeth. I've even tried like protein shakes where you don't have to chew, where you don't, in theory, need teeth. But it doesn't work. It just gets clogged up and my ears hurt for a few days. I can't hear well. I don't know. It's probably not a good idea. I probably shouldn't do it. I'm thinking. No, I don't have a pea in my ear. I don't eat peas even with my mouth, let alone my ears. But that reminds me of a song that my mother used to sing. My mother said not to put beans in my ear, beans in my ear, beans in my ear, oh, beans in my ear. My mother said not to put beans in my ear, beans in my ear. You didn't know that was going to happen, did you? That was not on the schedule. Actually, that was my banjolele, Denise. That's right. Corn on the cob should be eaten through the ears because it isn't ear. You know what? You've got an amazing point, Dawn. That should work. I'm going to try it. So later on this afternoon, I'm going to go to the farmer's market. I'm going to buy some corn, and I'm going to immediately shove it in my ear and see what happens. And if it is successfully eaten, I will report back to you. In fact, maybe I'll do a live broadcast, and I'll eat the corn with my ear live. Right? That seems like a reasonable thing to do. And the entertainment value off the chart. Would I eat through my ears if I could? Did you see what Lindrose did there with the word would? Would. W-O-O-U. Right. Look at you guys just having conversations amongst yourself. That's awesome. Could we share some more? What do we got to do to get a number 1 in front of that number 13? There's got to be something, right? There's got to be a magic. Well, we'll see. Next week, we'll see. Because Christy did say she's going to be on the show. Now, whether she's going to send out a reminder, I have no idea. Maybe if the show goes well, she'll send out a replay. Maybe that's what she'll hold back. She'll go, well, let's just see how this goes before I start telling people really to go to it. And then if it's awesome, in my next newsletter, I'll send out, hey, it was awesome, go check it out, but just go ahead and skip to the interview part because the stuff at the front is silly. Maybe she'll say that. She wouldn't do that. I mean, she wouldn't tell people to skip. I don't think. Would she be capable of that? I don't know. You think you know a person. Okay, there may be nudity involved. What? What did I miss? How did I miss nudity? He's extra chirpy. You talking about me? Am I extra chirpy today? I got a lot of energy going. Number one, of course, as always, caffeine like crazy. Way too much caffeine. Way too much caffeine. But also, this particular show was one of those that a lot of buttons to push to make this thing happen. A lot of prep. And then, of course, there was all the interviews with the police station about the perp. I'm going to talk about that seriously in just a minute. That may be all we talk about today. This may be kind of a shorter show. Even with a whole week to prepare. I don't know. Normally I come in here with a thing I got to talk about. And all this other stuff is just wrapped around the thing. No, so yes, a thing today is, of course, the security breach. It's important. We need to all be on the same page about this. Thank you. Thank you, Natty. That's nice of you to say. Oh, if I want 113 viewers, I may need nudity. Well, whenever Cody's on here, naked. And I'm guessing when we have our guest on, he will also be mostly nude. Mostly nude. But I think it's okay. I think it's suitable for work. SFW. Okay.
Cue the naked dog.
Oh, hey, Cody, come here with you and your no clothes. Let's get 113 viewers. Now, if you walk in here again, you're going to walk through again an invisible.
Here it is.
Just you. Well, now I'm out. Okay. Nudity. Da, 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 da. Okay, that was just actually inappropriate. I don't know how that happened. I should never have done that. He should at least have a little loincloth or something. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Cody the dog. Live from my lab. Enthusiastic crowd. Okay, so I wanted to say a couple of other little things, and then we're going to get into this whole super cowabunga about the security breach. So Tuesday, this is just kind of a plug for what's coming up. Speaking of, Mac, if your ass falls off as a result of laughing, I've got a guy. He knows somebody who can get you something. Put that ass right back on. Right back on. It's kind of a Velcro situation, but it's advanced, super advanced, and it's not very expensive. Thank you for sharing. Okay, look. This Tuesday, speaking of Lynn Rose, and who wasn't? Who doesn't every single minute? I think all of us do. I know I do. Well, every other minute. If she's not around, every 5 minutes. But if she's here, every minute. Long before the Bob Doyle Show, there was the Fun with Bob and Lynn podcast. The Fun with Bob and Lynn podcast features banter, and I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe. Lynn will describe it as kind of a show about nothing, a Seinfeldian thing. I don't like to make the Seinfeld comparison. I want us to have our own description. But it is Lynn and I being Lynn and I. There's generally a lot more music. Anyway, the point is we're bringing the show to Facebook Live on Tuesday, starting on Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Okay. 6:30 p.m. And I hope you'll be here. We're going to be broadcasting on both of our timelines. So you can see it here. You can see it on Lynn's timeline. That's 6:30 p.m. Pacific. Did I say that? Starting this Tuesday. So you can check that out, and we'll see how that goes. We also have a Fun with Bob and Lynn fan page. You can do a search for it. And I think I shared to that page, we did a preview broadcast last Tuesday or a few days ago. So you can check it out and get a taste for what the Fun with Bob and Lynn show is all about. All right, so that'll be fun. Yes, it does need updating. The Fun with Bob and Lynn, just so you know, I have to do disclaimers. Lynn likes disclaimers. But look, the Fun with Bob and Lynn show page is, I think, been populated with stuff from various sources, and it's been a while. It's been a while. So there's stuff there. You can see old things, but it hasn't been touched. In fact, I think one of the first 3 or 4 posts there is our Christmas broadcast from like 2 years ago. That's how long it's been since that page was updated. But now that everything's been moving over to Facebook Live and we're all dedicated to broadcasting on, hey, Barry, on a regular basis, I said 6:30 p.m. Pacific. Anyway, so we're going to start that on Tuesday. So aloha, bookum dano. And there's something else that you should be on the lookout for with Lynn and I too. And it's a little something we like to call harmonic activation. And I meant to ask Lynn's permission before I did this broadcast to see if we could see if I could share a link where you could download a free example of our harmonic activation, which is an audio sort of meditative. It's hard to explain. I'm not going to try it now because I want you to experience it. But that's another thing that we're going to be bringing to Facebook Live, which means live musical performances, not just on ukulele, in fact, not on ukulele at all. But I got my whole keyboard system here, and it says, just trust me. Will you trust me? Can you trust me on this, that you want to check it out? So that's just something to be on the lookout for. I'm not exactly sure when we're going to start doing that, but the technology has come our way to do it, and by golly, we're going to do it. Okay, can we talk about the security breach now, ladies and gentlemen? Because this is, I think, what, most of the internet is talking about. Hold on a second. Lynn says something like, oh, you can feature the link. Wait, which link? The one to harmonic activation? Okay. Well, anyway, if I can feature harmonic activation, I will, but I don't know. I don't know if that's what she's telling me, because I haven't even looked at it recently to see if it's ready. I don't know what you see. This is what, the 3rd episode in a row where we're trying to have a conversation through a wall. Anyway, I'm just giving you a heads up. Be on the lookout for harmonic activation.
I'm sorry. No, I thought you wanted to know if you could and have my permission. I said, whatever you want.
Yeah, but I haven't looked at the site in a while, so I don't know. Excuse me. You caught us in the middle of a show planning session for the Fun with Bob and Lynn show, right in the middle of the Bob Doyle Show. All right, so yesterday it came to my attention, I'm not even sure what time it was, that someone had broken into the Bob Doyle studios and started a rogue broadcast. Okay? And so what I've got, and of course, they didn't think things through very well, and therefore weren't aware or wasn't thinking at the beginning that whatever they did, first of all, of course, people were going to see it, but also it was recorded. So, caught you in the act. So I've got a couple, if you didn't see it yesterday, if you didn't see the security breach, well, first of all, it's just a couple of videos down on this timeline. I haven't removed it, but it's there. But I'm going to play just a couple of clips so you can get the idea. This is the first 31 seconds of this rogue broadcast where this individual has come into my office, into my studio, and started messing around with buttons.
Oh God, I think I hit record. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I actually hit record. I thought I was going to do it. I played around with doing it, but I didn't think I was really going to do it, but I did. I hit record. Hey everybody, guess who it is? You can't guess because I don't even know. I'm going to say I am Seymour appear to be something sluggy. Seymour Slug, that's right. Seymour Slug right here at your service.
Okay. Seymour the Slug. So he goes on and, you can check it out. He's just being a goof, playing around and, no sense of repercussion or any regret or whatever. And then at one point, he does suddenly realize, wait, this is being recorded, and we have that clip here.
Anyway, I'm hoping you're not going to tell nobody I was in here, because I'm realizing now it's just occurring to me, holy crud, this is being recorded, so I'm busted. There's no way I'm not busted. So, is there any way to reverse time? Has anyone figured that out? Can I retract this whole thing at this point? Somebody Google it.
Okay. So anyway, I find out about this. I'm getting, alarms are going off. I'm getting phone calls from security. All of this stuff is happening. Because at the end he runs off because I guess the security guard is coming by or something like that. Anyway, whoop, I just kicked my banjolele over. This is how distraught I am by this whole thing. Anyway, so Seymour was apprehended. It wasn't difficult. And he's in more or less a holding cell. And we've taken our cameras out there because I want to confront him and have the conversation. And he's standing by. Seymour, are you there?
I'm here, and I'm so excited. This is 2 days in a row I've been on the goddamn. I'm here, and I'm so excited. This is 2 days in a row I've been on the goddamn Bob Doyle Show.
Hold on. Let's just be clear. What you did yesterday was not an appearance on the Bob Doyle Show.
I saw it. I was right there. There was an appearance. I saw it happen. I was right there. I was talking on the show. I saw myself. There was a video. There was a whole thing. I was interacting with your listeners. I was definitely on the Bob Doyle Show, and it was just the best time of my life.
Look, what you did was breaking and entering. Okay, this is a closed studio environment. You went into episode 13 of all things. You kind of probably confused the audience. It really, you should have asked permission. We could have set something up with the tour guide. We could have done this properly, like we do with other tour groups, the schools, and the retirement communities that come in here and watch the show in the background and all of that stuff. We could have worked together on this and done this properly.
I know, but I didn't have time for any of that stuff. You were gone. I saw an opening, and I just walked right in and said, "Hello, I'm at the Bob Doyle Show studio," and it was just awesome. So I just want to thank you for the opportunity.
I didn't give you an opportunity. You took an opportunity.
Well, in theory, you're right. I suppose I took an opportunity without asking permission. I suppose I understand your point, but the thing is, I had so much fun, it doesn't really matter.
Look, I'm really glad you had fun, and I want you to understand that I'm really not angry with you, but I did want to at least just have a conversation so that this kind of thing maybe doesn't happen again, at least in the way that it did.
What I can't understand is how you found me.
Look, on your video, you said, you're fast and small, but the thing is, it was pretty easy for us to find you because you leave a trail of slime everywhere you go.
Oh. I wasn't thinking about that at all. That's something that just absolutely did not occur to me, not one little bit. I left slime on. That's rich.
Okay, so look, Seymour, is that it? Because you seemed unsure when you said your name yesterday.
Well, let's face facts, Bob. I'm a creation of your mind. You're the one who came up with the name. I didn't come up. I was thrown into stardom, and I was put on the spot, and I had to come up with something because I wasn't prepared for any of this.
Okay, what?
You created me. I'm just a thing. I got nothing. I got no powers unless you drive those powers. So you can thank yourself for my creation.
Can we just make a deal? My deal with you is that if you want to come into the show or be a part of the show, that's fine.
Oh, that's awesome. That's freaking awesome. That's all I ever wanted. I get to be a part of the Bob Doyle Show. I'm going to be a regular on the Bob Doyle Show.
I never said you were going to be a regular. I just said if you'd like to come in, we can work something out. But from now on, please just don't break in. Just let's make an appointment. You can come sit in the back with the other people who watch the show, and it'll be all nice and legal-like.
Well, that doesn't sound quite as much fun as just busting in and taking over like a renegade, like a rebel. Like, that's what I want to be.
Okay, well, that's not on my show. Okay, there's plenty of other... we live in Los Angeles. There's studios everywhere that you can bust into and be a part of. But I'm just asking that maybe you don't do it on mine so much.
Well, I can't make any promises. I'm a slug.
What does that have to do with anything?
This is just how slugs operate. Sometimes we just do what we need to do when we need to do it. We don't ask permission. We tend to, if you know anything about slugs, which you clearly don't, slugs tend to do first, apologize later. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I've heard that expression. I didn't realize it extended into the slug population.
It does. It extends right into it, actually. More than you can possibly imagine. In fact, slugs came up with that. I know you're not going to believe me because it sounds too outrageous that a slug could come up with an expression that the humans have incorporated to talk about, getting away with something that they shouldn't be doing and do it anyway and all of that. It's very convoluted, that's for sure.
I should say so. Well, look, Seymour, it's been really grand talking to you. But can we just can we make that agreement? I know you're saying it's hard for you to make that promise that you won't break in, but the thing is, now that we know your modus operandi, if you will, we know how to keep you out. So all I'm asking for is a verbal agreement in front of everybody watching, some of whom you got to know yesterday, introduced yourself to, and had conversations with. Just say it here in front of everyone. You will not break into my studio without permission again.
I can't do that. I can't do it. It's too fun to break into the studio.
All right, you know what? That's going to be it for you for now. Thank you so much for, well, basically allowing the police to escort you to the studio where you are so that you could answer a few of my questions. Don't worry, we're gonna talk to them and let you go, so you can have your freedom back.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the freedom, but I could have escaped out of here anytime I wanted to.
All right, whatever. I know you're fast. You're fast and small.
Fast and small. And I'm all out of slime right now, so no one's going to find me.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Seymour the Slug. I pushed the wrong button, so you didn't hear me. Thank God for Lynn Rose telling me that you couldn't hear me. Actually, the mic was on. So Lynn had asked what that thing was that Seymour was holding, and what I was saying was that the police report just described it as a bag with some sort of plastic crystals and a makeshift sword on the back. That's all it said. I have no more information than that. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Apptacular. Apptacular, of course, the part of the show where I tell you about an app that I think is spectacular. Today we're going to be looking at a nice little game called Stack. And there it is, right there. Very simple in its concept and will drive you freaking nuts. Okay? Because it's one of these, it seems like it's relaxing, but it's actually kind of stressful. But it's so kind of pretty and elegant, you just play with it anyway. Anybody know this? Has anybody ever seen this game before? Stack won over Smool. Yes, Smool Rap will be next Apptacular because I need to play with it a little bit more. But Lynn shared, so I've already previewed next week. Smool Rap, auto rap, crazy. Lynn played it for me the other day, and I went nuts. I absolutely went nuts. She can verify that. I thought it was so cool. Denise, you can't leave now. It's Apptacular time. What are you talking about? Work, schmirk. It's Friday. Hello, it may as well be Saturday. All right, I'm going to share this with you, and then that's going to be it for the Bob Doyle Show. So don't be sad, because I know what you're thinking. Well, wait, what did we actually do on today's show? He talked about how he was featured, and he talked to a slug. And then he showed me an app. Is this really a show? That's what you're asking right now, and it's a good question. It's a very fair question. So Stack is a game about stacking. You see, they named it so cleverly. Let me just demonstrate. What happens is, I'm gonna tell you, and then I'm gonna show you, okay? When I hit that arrow, these blocks that look much like this one are going to start falling from the virtual sky here. And the idea, well, actually not falling, they're gonna be coming in from the side, and the idea is that I tap the screen exactly when one block is over the other. And if you do that, then the stack grows. Enough with these notifications. I really must turn them off before I do the show. Because nobody cares that somebody likes my Instagram pictures except for me. Okay? All right, anyway. But if you miss, if you're off, if you don't click it exactly when the blocks are over, the part of the block that is not directly over will be more or less sliced off and fall to the ground, which means now you have a smaller block on which the next block has to line up. So, and you will also hear, and I'm telling you all this so that you'll understand what you're about to see. When you land perfectly, it starts to play sort of a musical scale. Bum, 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 bum. That's a scale, my friends. So if you reach a whole octave, I know I'm throwing musical terminology at you. If you reach the whole octave, the block gets bigger. So now you have a bigger space. But what normally happens when that happens to me is it just freaks me out and then I immediately miss. This is not an easy game, my friends. And in fact, I get better as the blocks are a certain size smaller than this. Let me just demonstrate right now. Okay. And there you have a stack. A stack of 72, which is 10 less than my best. So not bad for a live demonstration, ladies and gentlemen. Now we also have, if I can find it, not there. When I hit the start, I can choose a different set of blocks. You can earn or, I think, purchase or whatever, different block stacks. This is especially weird because there's delay, because have I lost your attention completely? Like, I promise you. I have to keep going because okay. I was so close! And it got in my head. That's what happened. Never again. You will not see me with these again. That's the most annoying thing ever. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Aptacular. You can find that game called Stack at bobdoyleshow.com/stack. And that will take you directly to the iOS App Store because iOS is the only alternative operating system that I acknowledge. I do not have an Android, nor do I have any Android apps, and therefore I cannot help you with that. Ladies and gentlemen, guess what? That wraps up another Bob Doyle Show. Next week, of course, Christy Whitman, big time audience. It's going to be crazy up in here. We won't have room. It'll be standing room only. The Bob Doyle Show. It's the Bob Doyle Show. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, join us again next Friday at noon Pacific right here on this timeline. And stay tuned throughout the week for showettes that pop up whenever I stinkin' feel like it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching The Bob Doyle Show.
It's the Bob Doyle Show.